Hey everyone, I'm back and we're going to go ahead and finish up decorating the bottom part of Mr. Bones and get him ready. This guy is going to be gorgeous. Now, if you're going to make one of these, I highly suggest one thing to tell your customers. This is not meant to hang on a front door because this is glass. It's tempered glass, but it's glass. It will crack. I don't think it's going to shatter because it's not a true mirror. But this is something that you would hang like coming in your front door if you have a little area there. That would look real cool there, over the fireplace, but anywhere in the house. This is not designed to go on a front door. So just keep that in mind when you're making this, and if you're going to make some to sell, make sure your customers are aware of that. And hey, if they put it on the front door and then they call you up and say, well, it broke, that's on them. So just a little FYI. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our greenery. So of course, you guys are all familiar with this greenery. Let's see, do I have the tag number? Yes, I do. This is 1220177, and I can't remember what I told you guys to have on your supply list, but I have 2 bushes. So we're just going to start off with the 2 bushes, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here and some down here. This area I'm going to leave kind of blank because that's where our big bow is going to go. So got my hot glue going. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the stem here and just start pushing this into. Now, the other thing you're going to need are some floral pins. All right. So make sure you have some floral pins handy because you're going to want to push that through just to hold those in place. All right. Add just a little bit of glue right there. Now you're not going to be able to see these floral pins once we start adding all of our other stuff. But right now we're just going to go ahead and use our floral pins. We're going to take his arms and we're going to get them out of our way. We're going to put Mr. Bones' arms up. There we go. We just want to get him out of our way so while we're decorating, he is, we don't want him in our way. So I did 2 going up, and the rest are going to be going downwards. And I'm also going to bend this so it's got a kind of a U shape to it. And then one more right in the center. And I'm going to put that one a little bit lower. Now, I'm going to take some floral pins and just secure these. There we go. All right. So now our greenery is on, and you can kind of just spread it out, widen it out a little bit. The next thing we're going to put on will be our fall foliage. Now this one came from Michaels, and the item number is 588678. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and cut down right here and separate these out. And I'm going to do 2. So again, I'm just taking the knife and I'm just cutting that brown paper that's holding all of them together. I'm just going to separate these out. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding these. I'm just going to push them right in. I will go back and add glue, but this is just going to go ahead and start forming . Now, if you have a hard time pushing these through, if you have a pick machine, you can certainly use the pick machine. That would probably work out really well. I don't have my pick machine out, or I would be putting a pick on these. So before we go any further, I'm just going to add some glue to the base of each one of these. Now I'm going to put some on this side. If you have to, you can pull off the lower leaves to give you more base to push into the styrofoam. Need something a little sharp to break through that. And before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to the base of each one of these. And we're going to continue on. So now we're going to take some leaves and we're going to put them upside down, draping down like this. I think I'm hitting a bone. And I got one more. So basically we used 2 bushes. I'm going to fix that one. I don't like how it's laying. Oops, let me get some more glue real quick. And this one, I really don't like how it's laying, so let me just kind of play with it. If I have to, I'll put we'll just put a floral pen right at the base to make it lay the way I want it to. And the same with this one. All right, this one is really, sometimes these things just take a mind on, they just have their own little mind where they want to go. And I'm like, no, that's not where I want you to go. All right, so I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and make our bow and get that on so that we can finish decorating around it. So let me just clean this up real quick. So we're going to use this ribbon, and then for fun, I thought we would use this ribbon. I just think that is so cute. So you can mix and match. So as long as these are in the same color family, you can mix and match. And I'm also going to introduce another one. Now, I got this one from one of the vendors that I do a vendor spotlight. You don't have to order it, but this is a 4-inch. And it does have the spider web motif on it, which I really, really like. So I'm going to make or use this as my base. So I'm going to take this over here. Let me make sure I have, I need to get my black chenille stems. And this, and now we can start. So first thing I want to do is cut this off and have a nice clean edge. There we go. So I give it a nice clean edge, and we're gonna go about, let's see, we're gonna do 9-inch tails. So we're just gonna pinch and we're going to do 6-inch loops. Of course, we want to bring this up and make sure that they're even. And I'm only going to do 2 loops on this one. So let me just grab my Bowdebra and slide that down. And that's all I'm going to use of this particular ribbon. So like I said, you don't have to use this ribbon if you don't want to. I just happened to have it, and I thought it was pretty cool because it had the spider web. And I'm going to add a spider up here to his hat, which I'll show you here in just a few seconds. So this came from Showstopper Design. She is one of our featured vendor on the vendor spotlight. So you can go to the units and order this ribbon from her. And remember, she's given us a discount, and I think it's Bev Buddies 10 or Bev Buddies 15. I can't remember, but it's on the little advertisement that I did for her. All right. Now, let me just make sure this bow is fluffed the way I want it. And then we're going to move on. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to add this on top of this one. And we're going to do the exact same thing. First of all, I'm going to give it a nice clean cut. And we're going to pinch. And we are not going to go 6 inches, we're going to go 4.5. Now we're going to take this one and lay this one right on top. Now in your supply sheet, I told you to get 2 rolls of this. I don't think you're going to need 2 rolls. I was afraid we wouldn't have enough because we were going to use this ribbon to make his hat and use this in the bow. So I wasn't sure. So you don't need to get 2 rolls of this. Just 1 roll is fine. Okay, And then lastly, we're going to use this fun guy. Which I love, but there's a trick to this. We want our tails, we want his head coming down on both sides like this. If I tie the bow the way I normally do, one side will be like this and the other side will be upside down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little trick. We are going to cut off a piece. This is 10 inches. And we are going to crimp that. We're going to take a chenille stem and tie that around. Okay, so we have this piece crimped at the top. It's 10 inches long, and then we have our chenille stem. Now we're going to cut another piece 10 inches long. We're going to crimp just the very top again. We're going to slide over just a little bit, and we're going to take this chenille stem and tie it off. I'm going to wrap it around. I don't need all that chenille stem. Now there's many different ways you can do this. I just think this works out the best. So here is going to be my tails. And you can see where they're connected right here with the chenille stem. So this is just going to go right in there. So now we have our tails already done. Now, we're just going to make a couple loops. And that's just going to go right on top. And that's it. And there's our bow. So now we're going to take another chenille stem, and I'm going to bring all of this up. I'm holding it with my thumb and my forefinger and my index and my middle finger. We're going to take our chenille stem and run it all the way around to the back, pulling really tight. And we're going to just start twisting our bow. And we're going to twist this onto itself. And now we have our bow. So now before we add the bow on to here, we're going to go ahead and fluff it up. And we're going to go ahead and dovetail the ends and just pull all of these down like so. So let's just go ahead and dovetail these. And and I'm dovetailing the skeleton one right below his chin. So see where his chin is? So the dovetail itself is not very deep. The V part is not very deep. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And then let me dovetail this one. All right. And there is our bow where the two tails are running down perfectly. And that's going to sit right under his rib cage. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a loop on the back, because we're going to take this and use a couple of these floral pins, and we're going to floral pin this on, and then I'll hot glue a little bit on here. So we're going to take our chenille stem and we're going to bring it around, and we're going to make a little tiny loop. You see there's that little loop with my finger sticking out? We're going to take our chenille stem and wrap it around the base of that loop. And just cut that off. So there is our little tiny loop. Let me just put the pin through. See? So now we have something we can connect this on. So once we get this on, we will be able to fluff up that bow a little bit more. So I'm going to put it right directly here underneath his rib cage. I'm hitting a bone. So I'm going to pull this back out, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shorten this a little bit, because I'm hitting part of his, I guess his hip bone. So I just shortened up that part, and we're going to put it back down there again. There we go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of the floral pins. Let me just trim that up, because I'm sure I'm going to be hitting some bone underneath there. We're going to take 2 of these. And we're going to go inside this loop as far into the center as you can. And we're going to push that through the fabric into the styrofoam. There we go. And what that's going to do, that's going to hold that loop in place. We're going to do the same thing with this side. Just go inside that loop. Go as far into the center of that loop as you can. And just, it's going to take you a few minutes, but you just have to work it and push that pin through the fabric and push it into the styrofoam. There you go. Now, just to secure everything, I'm going to add some glue right back here. Now I can refluff the bow. Now we can shorten up. I'll probably end up shorting up some of these here in a little while, but we'll just wait and see. So right now we are done with the ribbon. Ribbon is done, so we can set all that over here. All right, so now the next thing we want to do is we want to start using our berries. Now, on your supply sheet, I gave you an option of either the small berries or the large ones. It doesn't matter to me which one you use. I kind of like the large ones. Just remember, you don't have to have both. So I think I'm going to use the larger one. So I'm just going to save this for another project. So if you separate these out, you have two distinct separate pieces of the berry. And again, what you can do is you can cut that tape right there with your knife. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding these on. You might need some help with a knife. Let me just push this around so you guys can see it a little better. Okay. We're just going to start pushing these in. And I'm just going to continue taking this tape off. And we're just going to do all sorts of layering. Lots and lots of layers. All right, let's grab another one because I'm going to continue down. Again, I'm just going to take my knife and just cut that paper. I like doing this better than putting the whole thing in because you just have better control. I can place these exactly where I want them instead of having a big clump of them. So far we're using 2 of these picks on one side. Well, let me give you the number off of that real quick. So these are number 592412. And you're going to find these over in the fall section. Not their everyday floral section, but their fall section. mean, I'm using the leaves and everything. And one more. I'm going to go right behind the bow, kind of at an angle, if I can get it in there. Lift that bow up. Let me shorten this just a little bit. I think part of my problem is I'm hitting the bone. There we go. There. All right. So that took 2 of these for one side. So before we switch to this side, let's finish up this side and then we'll switch over here. So the next thing I want to do is I want to introduce a little bit of black. All right. So we have some black flowers, some black long stems, and these pumpkins. So I'm going to introduce those in there. And this is a stem that I got from Michaels, and we're only going to use one of these stems. The number on this is 593225. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this piece off. And that piece, I want it to go right on the top, right there. Okay, there are 2 of these on the stem, so the second one will go on that other side. So I'm going to go ahead and snip it off and just set it off to the side. Next, we have this, I think these are dahlias. We're going to cut these off. And we're going to put a black flower right here. And we have 2 of those, so this one will go on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Because remember, this side is going to mirror this side. So that's why I'm kind of doing it in stages, so I can make sure that I see the placement of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off and set it over there. Next, we have this with the leaves and little tiny flowers with the little pearls in the center. I'm going to cut this one. And that one is going to go in between here and this flower off to the side. I want some pushy down in there. Okay, and again, we have 2 of these. So push that up, and I'm going to save this one for the other side. Now, we have pumpkins, these white pumpkins, and I just love these. So I'm going to take, I don't think I'm going to use the leaves, just the pumpkins. And we have 4 pumpkins. So I'm going to put the small one at the top. And I'm going to put the larger one down here. Again, I'm not going to use the leaves, just the pumpkin part. And I'm going to bend this. Because I've got to kind of get it up into where that foam is at. You got to kind of find a spot that, because you're going to be hitting that bone. So there we go. That's good. All right. And again, we have 2 more pumpkins. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these and save them for that side. Now you can keep these black leaves if you want. I'm probably not going to. Now, next we have these real pretty yellow flowers, and I have 2 of these. So I'm going to cut these. And the number on this one is 140467. You'll find these over in their everyday floral section. And I just thought these were so pretty. So we're going to bend these. And we're going to start with the large ones up at the top. Again, you're going to have to probably get a knife or something just to start a hole. And we're going to put one over here on the side. And then this little baby one, we'll just put him right here, because he'll get lost too far down. So there's the little baby one, and then this third one, I want that one coming from the bottom. There's the flower right there, and you don't really need these. So, all right, next we've got, I love these. These are hops, and I like the white. So we're going to introduce some white in here, kind of break up all this black, and we're just going to add some white hops in there. Again, I'm pushing the greenery all the way up to the top. And you only need 1 bush. Let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to use 4 on each side, because there's 8 to this bush. And this 4th one, I'm going to put that one hanging down. All right. And then next we have some, I love these. These are so cool. And we're going to, I have 2 of these. So we're going to add these in to give it a little more height. So I'm going to use one full stem for each side. So you're going to need 2 stems of this one. Then I have one more, and I'm going to put that one coming in from the bottom. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to add, I have some orange hops. And you see how deep orange that is? We're going to add some of the deep orange in. But I'm not going to use as much of the leaves. So I'm going to go behind here and push the orange hops in. And I don't know how many of these I really want to use. Let's just kind of play it by ear. I do like all the different textures. Definitely want some hanging off of the bottom. So I think we're going to have one hanging off the bottom here, off to the side. And then I'm going to have one hanging right here, and that will leave me 4 for the other side. So I'm going to make that stem a lot longer because we're going to put this one it's going to be hanging right down here. It's kind of hard to see. All right, and then got to have a little glitz, just a little glitz. So I have 2 of these little sticks. I don't know what they are, but I had 2 of these. They're orange and they're kind of glittery. And I wanted to add these. So we're going to add 1 on each side. Again, just to give it a little bit of texture and a little glitz. And so these, since they're long, I'm going to put these coming out of the top. Okay, and then I'll save this one for the other side. I just happen to have those, guys. It's not a big deal, trust me. Okay, now let's talk about what we're going to put here in the center. I'm thinking about either a black rose or an orange rose. If I have an orange rose or a pumpkin. And I do have some pumpkins. So let's just put a pumpkin in the center. I think probably a smaller pumpkin will work better. There we go. And on top of that pumpkin, I have a large black spider. Really want to put a spider. Now, I found these spiders on a pick over in Michael's. Thinking about putting a spider on his chest like that. I think that would be cute. So, And that will keep the theme of our little spiders that we got going on with the spider webs. We're going to put a spider right on his chest, like that. I'm going to hold that for just a second. And I also have a black spider right up here. Now you're wondering, what are we going to do with his arms? Well, we're going to have one arm resting. See if I can get this. I want his arm extended out because I would like for him to be holding a pumpkin. Like that. I think that would be kind of cool. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put some glue in the joint of his arm. And hold his hand. I'm going to hold his hand. Hold his hand like this until the glue dries, and then I can hot glue one of these bigger pumpkins on his hand. The other thing I can also do, once the glue sets, I can get some E6000 and add a little bit of E6000. That will make sure his hand stays, straight out. But right now I'm just going to hold it until it dries. It's going to take a few minutes. We're going to put an orange pumpkin right there in the center. And then I have this big black spider left. So I might end up putting that up here on the frame itself. Now I got to figure out what we're going to do with the other hand. Haven't quite figured that out. All right. Now I'm going to take some glue on the bottom of the pumpkin, and I'm going to sit it close to his palm. So his fingers are coming out. I don't want to sit them too close to the fingers, to the tip. I want that to be rather close. There we go. That's pretty cool. All right. So we got one side done. Let me glue in this pumpkin. Glue on that. Doggone it. Let's see if I can get that off. There. Dripped some glue. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, I think I'm going to wait for that glue to dry and then I'll just scrape it off. Okay, so this side is done. So now let's rotate him around and let's finish this side. Oh, I also want to attach this spider. I was thinking about attaching it to this chain. I don't know. I really like this chain. Let's see. What am I going to do with this chain? Let me put a little bit of glue right here. There. And I'm going to attach the spider to the brim of his hat. There we go. So right here is his spider. And I just glued the chain on the top of this, so we have that little chain hanging. I like that. So now we are ready to finish this side. So we're going to, we're going to rotate this so you guys can see it. And the first thing we're going to start off with was, oops. There we go. Sorry about that. First thing we're going to start off with was the berries. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to make this side look just like that side. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to do with his hand, his other hand. So let me just trim all these up. Now remember guys, when you're making this, you don't have to use this color scheme. You can use any color scheme you want. It does not have to be what I picked out. And find this other one. So, you know, use your imagination if you want to do I mean, any color is going to be fine, really. This is just the recipe or the colors that I decided to go with, but if you want to make him more spooky, you can do that. I thought this was kind of lighthearted, not too spooky. But I mean, you can really make him spooky. You can add actual, get some of the spider webs and drape that on there. I mean, there's so many different things you could do with him. I just wanted to make him a little more classy and fun. I wanted him to be whimsical and fun. And I think I caught that whole thing. I think that's going to be really pretty. Okay, so let me just shorten these up. All right, so this, whoa, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. So sorry about that. I moved my chair up. All right, so this is the part that's going to be fun, is trying to get this to match the other side. So we're just going to do the best we can. For some reason, this side does not want to work with me. Hmm. These are really difficult going in for some reason. I don't know why. All right, one more leaf, and I think we've got it. There we go. All right. All right, the berries are in. Next, we're going to do the black. So this goes next. That's going to go right up here. Flower is going to go right here. This is going to go right here. And there we go. Okay, and then what's next? We're going to do, let's do the white hops. I'm just going to clip all of these off because we used all 4 on one side and we're going to use all 4 on this side. It's not working. Come on, get in there. You have to kind of grab the frame from behind to give you a little leverage. There we go. This one will go right here. Let me shorten this a little bit. Trying to place them exactly, trying to mirror one side and the other. Sometimes that's hard to do. And then this one will go down below. Okay. go. Got that. All right. What's next? This part right here. So we're going to go ahead and add these on. And these were coming out of the side. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Just it's not working too well for me. There we go. All right, and then we have another one that's coming out right here. Off to the side. And then we had another one coming, let's see, let me cut this down. Got another one coming right here. Oh. All right, well, I'll have to fix that. And then we have another one that goes down here. All right, then we have the pumpkins. We have a white pumpkin that's going to go here. And we have another pumpkin that's going to go right here. All right, and now let's see what we have left. Oh, we have the little orange flowers. I pulled on it way too tight. I should not have done that. So we're going to do the orange flowers. All right, so we have an orange flower coming right here. So there's one orange flower. We have another one that's draping down. We have the little one right here. Let's see. All right, now we have, all we have left is the orange hops. So let me cut those. And this will be done. Pull this paper off. All right, so we have one orange hop down at the bottom. And we have one right here. And then we have our pretty, find a spot for that. And then we have this big black spider, and I'm thinking, let's bring his arm down. I don't know, maybe he can hold his hat. What do you think, guys? He can hold his hat, maybe? I don't know, I gotta figure out what we're gonna do with his other arm. And then I have this black spider that I'm thinking about gluing right there on the glass. What do you think? We'll glue that right there. And then I think that's it. So let me just bring this forward. I'm sorry, guys. My table is hooked on the leg of my chair. So let me just fold this back, and there you go. He is all done. Look at him, I love him. I might put a few things coming down right here in the center. I have some more of these the orange flowers. I might have some coming down right here, and I'm gonna hot glue that black spider right up here. But there you go. So there is your Mr. Bones coming out of a mirror. Let me just give you a side profile. We got to figure out what we're going to do with this hand. Kind of like for him to be holding his hat, like he's tipping his hat. I don't know. We got to figure that out. But right now we're just going to let his hand hang. And then you can see his hand right there is holding the pumpkin. And there you go. I love him. I might put, I have some little jewels. I might put some jewels in his eye socket. And that is it, guys. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Sorry it took so long to get this thing done. But remember, if you make one of these, definitely post pictures, because I would love to see how yours turn out. And definitely make sure that you, whoops, don't fall. Don't want you to fall. Don't fall. Anyway, oh my God. When you make one of these, make sure you post pictures. If you're going to sell one, remember to tell your customers this cannot go on a door, the front door. It has to go somewhere in the house, above your fireplace, an entryway, or whatever. And when they store this, make sure you tell them to wrap bubble wrap around it. And this should last for years and years and years. As long as they take very good care of it, it should last forever. All right, I think this turned out really great. So I'll take some pictures of it, post it in the group, and until our next tutorial, I'll see you guys later. You have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye.